All right, so let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION at this hour. The American Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has lashed out at the leaked intel reports that claimed that the U.S. bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities had been ineffective. At a press briefing at the Pentagon, he termed the U.S. attacks on Iran to be a resounding success that ended the war between Iran and Israel. And he also claimed that it also set back Iran's nuclear program by many, many years. He termed the leaked reports to be contrary based on certain linchpin assumptions.
President Trump directed the most complex and secretive military operation in history, and it was a resounding success, resulting in a ceasefire agreement and the end of the 12-day war. There's been a lot of discussion about what happened and what didn't happen. Step back for a second. Because of decisive military action, President Trump created the conditions to end the war, decimating, choose your word, obliterating, destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities.
Now, Hegseth in fact cited the new report by the CIA on the strikes causing intense damage as well as similar findings of the IAEA. The two contradict the intel leaks that suggest that the damage caused could be covered in months. The chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff detailed the Operation Midnight Hammer, saying that it was carried out in response to intel on Iran's plans to attack the U.S. Now, the U.S. also deployed some Patriot cruise missiles, and General Kane put out some videos reflecting what he called evidence of damage caused to the Iranian nuclear sites in the American attack.
Tom runs our videos out there. We'll run it at full speed so you can see it and then go back through it. Go ahead, Tom. Keep it going for a minute. You'll see inside the mission space.
Now, the American President Donald Trump has insisted that the U.S. strikes had delivered a devastating attack, and that questioning his assessment of the strike was not only unpatriotic but was also making the pilots who dropped the bombs very upset. Now, the briefing followed Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's televised address, where he called the attacks a staged American show and said that Iran had managed to beat back the attacks by the Israelis and the Americans. Now, Khamenei further said that the nuclear facilities of Iran had suffered very little damage, even though Trump had claimed that they had been obliterated. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said that the nuclear sites could in fact be rebuilt again very quickly.
The President of the United States exaggerated events in unusual ways, and it turned out that he needed this exaggeration. Anyone who has heard these words has understood that there is another truth behind these words. They had failed to take action and had not achieved their intended objective.
And I earlier spoke with Dr. Charles Kupton, who is a senior fellow of the Council on Foreign Relations, and this is what he had to say.
Is that the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? There's no question that the combination of U.S. and Israeli air power has done huge damage to Iran's nuclear program. There's no question that U.S. entry into this conflict helped end the war and get a ceasefire. We don't know whether the ceasefire will hold, but so far so good. But yes, number one, we don't know where that highly enriched uranium that was in Natanz is located. There are reports that that material is in scuba tanks, metal tanks, and that they were moved before the bombing. And secondly, the Iranians have the know-how. They have the scientific ability to rebuild centrifuges and further enrich that uranium to weapons grade. How long would that take them? That's a matter of dispute. So I think we're somewhere in between the claims. This is not the end of Iran's nuclear program, but it's been dealt huge damage.